Okay, we are joined on the podium by East Carolina head coach Kim McNeill, Khia Miller, and Joyner. A couple of notes before we start. That is East Carolina's 6th consecutive victory in AAC tournament competition, spanning last year and this year. Joyner, 15 points, 13 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 4 blocks. Miller, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds, 6 of 12 from the floor. Coach, before we start with the questions, can you give us a brief overview of your thoughts of the game?
Words can't express how I feel right now. And excuse me if I get emotional, because I think people, when they think of coaches, they think all we do is coach. But it's so much more than that. I love these young women like they're my own daughters. And we've been through a lot this year, a lot of adversity. People counted us out early, when we went down 2 of our really good guards. And some people had to step up. Some freshmen had to step up and be sophomores very, very early, one being Khia Miller here and the other one being Karina Gordon. But I can't express right now how proud I am of this team, how proud and honored I am to be the head women's basketball coach at East Carolina. It's hard being a Pirate, but I tell the girls, I told them in the locker room, when things come hard, it just makes you appreciate the outcome even more. And they're going to appreciate everything we've gone through this year. God puts you through things for a reason. They're putting us through this to make these young women stronger. But what a game. I mean, UT San Antonio, what a team. They're young, too. So they're going to be really, really good in this league for years to come. Karen is an unbelievable coach. She's been around women's basketball for a really, really long time. I definitely respect her and what she's doing. But they got a lot of good players down there. And, this is a hard one for anybody to lose. It's a heartbreaker. But this is March Madness, and it's what it's all about. But I just can't express how proud and how happy I am for ECU, for Greenville, and for Pirate Nation.
All right, Coach, thank you. Bo, you have a question?
Coach, congratulations. How does it feel to be in the finals 2 years in a row and one went away from the big dance again?
Yeah, this is what I came here to ECU to do, to put women's basketball, on the map in Greenville. And I got 2 young women right here that were top 100 recruits in the country that could have chosen to go somewhere else, but they chose to come to ECU, and this is what they came here for, to play in big games like this, to play for championships. It's exciting. It's an exciting time. I'm so happy. This probably, I don't know if last year felt better or this year, with all the adversity we went through this year, with all the injuries and stuff and just different things we've gone through. But it feels really, really good.
Chuck, let's go to the Zoom calls.
All right, we'll go to Patrick Mason from The Reflector, please.
Coach, this thing I feel like maybe could have slipped away from you guys at some times. That second quarter comes to mind. But I guess what did it take to really just kind of put yourselves in that position to mount that comeback that you guys did in the second half of the fourth quarter?
Every huddle we came into, we just, kept telling the young ladies to believe, to keep defending. Our shots weren't falling like it had been the last couple of games, but we are a firm believer that if you defend and rebound and share the ball, you got a chance to win in tournament play. And everybody knows our identity is defense. That is our identity. That's how we win games. When we play good defense, we got a great opportunity to win. But we just came in those huddles every single time. I could hear Mama's voice. I could hear Khia's voice, just encouraging each other in those huddles, just trying to stick together, and coming up with stops and coming up with rebounds. And we had some key stops. Morgan with a big charge. Karina with a big 3 in the corner, Mama with blocks. It's just, you could go down the line on different things that different people did in order to help us win this game. It was a total team effort tonight.
We'll go next to Stephen Igo, please.
Coach, I'd like to get your take and also Khia's take. Just, it was obvious UTSA was going to do everything they could to take Danae away, running 2 people at her, sometimes 3, and How early on did you know that others would have to step up, and then how important was it for Khia, others to step up in that manner?
We know the last 3 or 4 games we've had 2 or 3 people in double figures. And these last 2 games we've had 4 people in double figures, which has been great. But, you know, most people look at this stat sheet and say, Danae McNeill only 11 points and ECU still won. You know, at the end of the day, that's how I want my program to be built. You know, it was key for, you know, Khia's been playing well for the last couple of weeks, you know, and this is what I thought she could do, you know, when she decided to come to ECU. Sometimes it just takes freshmen a little bit longer, you know, and it took her a little bit longer to build her confidence in herself and know that, you know, she belongs here and that, you know, she can be a threat to us. And I think she has a great career ahead of her, you know, for the next 3 years here at ECU. But, you know, Mama, I think that's the hardest I've seen her play. Just diving on the floor for loose balls, you know, coming up with big plays, scoring down the stretch when we needed her to score. You know, so just a great effort by these 2.
Back to Patrick Mason, please.
And yeah, just going off of that, Khia, I mean, 5 out of the last 6 games scoring in double figures. What's kind of changed for you in the last, you know, maybe month or so?
My coaches have just been telling me to focus on 2 things, and that was confidence on offense and solid defense. And I just keep that in my head, and they just keep reminding me, you know, be solid on defense, have confidence on offense, and I just keep that in my head. And honestly, I just want to do anything I can do to help our team win. I don't really care if it's points, rebounds, stops, just talking. I don't care if I'm on the bench leading every cheer. I just want us to win the game. So.
Back to Steven.
And for the players, all the adversity you guys have faced this year, how much do y'all feel like, you know, going through all that helped you guys in terms of, you know, when you were down tonight, not being out of the fight and always knowing you could come back?
I just think it was a growing pain that we had to go through. You know, adversity is something that, you know, you have to go through to become a better player, become a better team, and that's what we had to go through. And, you know, Coach Kim always tells us that, you know, we wanted to play our best basketball right now, and I think that's, you know, what's going on. We're playing our best basketball right now, and that adversity just helped us get to this point.
Another one from Patrick.
Coach, this is for you. You know, can you sort of see this team gelling? I know, you know, that's what kind of people say, hey, they're gelling, they're playing well together at this time. But, I mean, is there anything specific that you've noticed that's kind of led to this, you know, I guess, charge at the end of the season?
This is a very unique team. I can tell you that, with a lot of personality. You know, a lot of personality, probably the most personality that I've ever coached. But they're fun. You know, they're fun. I think it's a good mixture of, you know, returnees that has been here, you know, before, and then some new guys that are just willing to come in, you know, and play hard and do whatever we got to do. But, you know, I think, yeah, here lately, you know, our season's been like this, Patrick. You know, it's been up and down. You know, we go on a 5-game winning streak, then we lose 2 or 3 in a row. We go on a 2-game winning streak, then we lose 3 or 4 in a row. You know, and a big word we always use is consistency. You know, and we being consistent in practice is still something we haven't figured out yet. But I think our focus has really been here, you know, this week. And I think the returnees being here and going through what they did last year gave them confidence that we can come in here and do it again.
Another from Steven.
Coach, obviously the other game tonight, you know, looking at it with Temple and Rice, familiar with both opponents, just your thoughts on the game and, you know, getting the chance at least to sit back and watch that knowing you're in the title game.
Yeah, I mean, both of those teams are really good. You know, I said earlier to the girls, all the teams that have made it up to this point are really, really good. You know, so whether it's Rice, whether it's Temple, you know, we just short turnaround. You know, our biggest thing right now is we got some really tired legs. You know, playing 4 games in 4 days, you know, it's going to be tough. So we got to figure out a way to get our legs back and rest. And, you know, the game plan won't change. We are who we are defensively. You know, we got to continue to defend, rebound and share the ball, and, you know, make layups and make free throws tomorrow.
All right. Any final questions from the Zoom?
Bo, quick one for the players. Just your thoughts about playing in the championship game, especially such a young team.
Go ahead, Khia.
I'm super excited. Coming into East Carolina, that's where I wanted to be at the end of the day. At the end of the season, I wanted to be in the championship, and I'm so happy, you know, we got to get here. You know, I don't care about what anything happened previously, any other games. At the end of the day, we're going to the championship, and that's what we've got to focus on now.
This is why I chose to come to ECU to win championships and build
Your legacy. To leave your legacy.
and leave my legacy.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Players.